What is up, everybody? Verse here today. We're gonna talk about Dreamcastguy, ACG, and the other reviewers who are very negative about Redfall. We're gonna talk about these guys today because I don't agree with their opinions when people are just saying this game is just completely awful. Sure, there's some blaring flaws, like the visuals are not that impressive. There's some blurry environments, blurry textures, but overall, the game is pretty fun so far. I am around 2 hours into the game. My character's level 4. And I would just say so far, I'm enjoying my time with the game. Sure, there's some frustrating moments, but it's like I'm still having a fun time with the game. This is a game I'm going to play to completion. So, just the doom and gloom, the negativity around this game is just fascinating. Like, once again, we have Dreamcastguy. I see. At first, when I made the video yesterday, I couldn't really see why. And then there was a few instances where Dreamcastguy was being super negative about Xbox in general, so I can see why Xbox guys don't like this guy. But now I see why Xbox guys really don't like this guy. So he made a tweet talking about, look at these PS2 ass trees. Not, like I said before, the textures are not that amazing in this game at all. Like, it definitely could have used like a year of being delayed to get these textures right. But at the end of the day, that's what current game development is. These games are going to be pushed out. Then a big patch is going to happen. It's going to look a lot better probably like a few months or a year from now. It's going to look like a completely different game pretty much with a lot of these how these games are in the modern industry right now. But just this two right here, the games are PS2 level graphics, and he had no complaints about Gran Turismo. He didn't say that about the Gran Turismo game where the trees are not don't look too impressive. But then again, it is a racing game, so the trees are not looking at the background like that. But it's just fascinating. Like people just hypocrites about this, especially in the same Gran Turismo game. We had the infamous pictures of the characters looking completely awful. Like, I remember that one lady that was in a green shirt that meme that was passing around on the internet about how bad the characters look in Gran Turismo. So it's just like hypocrisy right here, and I kind of see why. And he was the same guy who made that Redfall video where the game didn't include a physical disc. He put misinformation that didn't include a physical disc, even when Bethesda confirmed it did. And he didn't take the video down, so he is the same guy who just pushes negative Xbox news. But I mean, look at the Metacritic for Redfall right now. It is a 64 on Metacritic. The majority of the reviews are mixed, a few negative. But it's kind of like I just don't. I would definitely like if I'm giving my thoughts right now, probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10 is probably reasonable for this game. Like it's not like I don't think it's awful. Like some of these people are just saying it's completely awful. Like I think that's ridiculous. Like once again, ACG said it's one of the worst games so far in 2023. Like, knock it off. Like, the game is not bad. That terrible. Like, yes, it's the worst game of 2023. This is out for clicks and, like, Sony fanboy views right here. Like, this is a ridiculous take. The worst game ever. Like, if you play the Far Cry games, I don't see how people who play the Far Cry games or Borderlands games can just hate this game. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, the game is fun so far when I'm playing it. Like I said, this got a lot of mixed reviews, mostly on the game's performance. People have an issue with like I said, the performance of the game so far, the visuals, how it looks, the animations, and whatever. But the same people criticizing this game about especially the negative reviews. Like you see a few of these negative reviews talking about the AI behavior. I'm trying out the level designs. Let me see what's other than negatives. The gameplay loop is they don't like that, or half-baked gameplay loops for repetitive open world busy work and poor optimization. People judging it based on optimization. It's like, where was this judgment for Jedi Survivor, which this game is doing extremely well, and this game was terrible on all platforms, but yet they didn't judge it negatively. The game didn't judge this game negatively. I wonder why. Maybe because one is an Xbox game and one is a multi-plat that has a Star Wars license. Like, why is Star Wars Jedi Survivor not being dinged because of the bad performance or optimization issues? Like, you just see all positive scores. 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s. And really? Is this really, like, these game reviewers are giving this game 9 out of 10, but when you look at the user score, people are like, this is overwhelmingly negative because of the bad optimization. The PS5 version is completely borked. HDR doesn't work. Terrible PS5 performance and user scores. But if you look at the critic scores, everything is awesome. Now, you can't tell me there's no media bias at all, and not in play here. Like, get out of here. There's no media bias at all with Xbox at all. With Xbox games, they're living completely positive scores, but the user scores showed something else. So It's just fascinating how that works out. Jedi Survivor gets a pass, Redfall doesn't. Um, then it doesn't help that Sony fanboys are running with this whole the negative reviews for Redfall. They're running with this whole thing like the game has a 64 or the game must suck. Well, if you're a Sony fanboy, you aren't playing in the game anyway. The most you're seeing about Redfall is YouTube and on Twitter. You can't play the game because it's not on PlayStation. So I don't know why you're chiming in anyway with that drought that you got this year of first party content. The next big party game you're waiting for is Spider-Man 2 in September. So it's like, really? What are you bragging about? Like, it's just like you sound like a clown. You're not. What are you bragging about? But okay, it's just fascinating. Like I said, Redfall doesn't get a pass, but Star Wars does. It's just fascinating. Like I said so far, I'm enjoying the game. I'm 2 hours in. I got to play an hour yesterday before I went to sleep, and an hour today before I go to work. So it's like I'm enjoying it so far. We had one mission. I'm gonna give a little. I'm gonna give like a brief impression so far. Like, I mean, the vampires take over this island. You gotta stop them, which is a pretty cool concept. And so the whole island's taken over for vampires. There was one mission where you got to go to this one warehouse to stop the vampires from like sending out like radio signals to stranded people in the area and try to lure the people in so they can like just feed on them. And you have to disrupt their broadcast station. So that was a cool concept, a cool mission. I thought was pretty impressive. It was a cool because it's vampires trying to feed off people, so you got to stop the interception. I thought that was pretty cool so far. So. And then rescue those civilians. So, I mean, I'm not saying what the big issue is. Like, sure, the graphics are not that great. It's like, if the graphics are not probably the biggest downfall, the biggest negative about this, the visuals are not great. But overall, I'm enjoying what I'm playing with it so far. I like the different guns you can use to fight the vampires. Like, those like harpoon guns. Some of these guns are like built like harpoons. You got sniper rifles, which a sniper rifle is very satisfying. Maybe because I'm playing as a character who's based on using sniper rifles. I'm playing as the guy who has the Raven and who can turn invisible. Who has like he's based on using sniper rifles. So I'm liking that character so far. This is probably definitely a best played with other people. I can definitely see how this game was meant for playing with other people, but because of the backlash, they put the single player option in there. So I can't see what's based on playing with multiple people because. Definitely seems like it'd be a lot of fun playing with other people, but so far I'm playing a single player. I'm enjoying it so far. It's like I'm only 2 hours in, like I said before. Some of these people probably played the game to completion, probably got like 15 or 20 hours into this game. I'm only 2 hours in. I'm enjoying it so far. So my opinion might change, but for right now, I'm enjoying it. And I can definitely see what's the 7 or 6 out of 10 would probably be the score this game gets. Once again, I love Far Cry games. I love vampires in general, the whole vampire lore. So this is up my alley. So I don't know. Maybe other people might feel different, but this is up my alley already. I like the Far Cry, I like the Borderlands style looter shooter games, as they call it. So I am enjoying it so far. I don't mind the repetitive gameplay loop. I think all games are repetitive in a way. Like I'm playing Resident Evil 4 remake at the same time as well too. I like that you're just shooting enemies. I kind of don't like that it gets interrupted with these puzzles. So I'm kind of fine that you're just kind of doing the same thing. It's like if you vibe with a gameplay loop, you're gonna enjoy it no matter what. Like I think most RPGs in general are repetitive. So it's like it is what it is. If you don't like Far Cry games or Borderlands, you're probably not gonna like this game. And if you're an Xbox hater, you're probably not gonna. Another thing too. People shouldn't listen to Xbox haters' opinions about Xbox games. Like it doesn't make any sense. Of course, their MO is to hate on Xbox. They have something's wrong with these guys. They literally get off to hating Xbox to begin with. So of course they're not gonna like this game. So I was like, so people should stop listening to Xbox haters' opinions to begin with, because anything Xbox they're gonna hate on. They're gonna be the first ones to hate on the game. They rejoice in seeing Xbox downfall for whatever reason, but. As a person who likes Xbox, person who likes vampires and Far Cry, I'm enjoying the game so far. Once again, I'm only 2 hours into the game, but so far I think it's great. I think these people are full of crap. Dreamcastguy, the game is completely awful. It got PS2 Ash Trees, and then ACG saying it's the worst game of 2023, and it's like, really? It's just I can't take these guys seriously. Oh, and then another one. Let me get this bonus guy up in there. Mr. Matty Plays. I almost forgot to mention that guy. So I used to watch Mr. Matty Plays because he used to cover all the Fallout and Bethesda stuff. I was a big fan of that guy, but I seen his thumbnail saying like what happened and what went wrong, and it's just like really, oh, like jeez. So it's definitely the media is definitely against this game. It's just like, if you like Far Cry, like I don't understand like how there's a big like difference that you just not liking this game. Or if you like the Fallout style games or the looter shooters, you get constant loot constantly. I don't say you just dislike this game because the Fallout games aren't visually impressive. They aren't like great. They don't have great animations. They don't have great. It's not like it's just like I don't just say you can hate. I don't say you can hate this game but love Fallout or love like Far Cry. It just doesn't make any sense to me. You can say you can love those games but hate those games. It's like it's pretty much the same aspect of a lot of those games. It has like the same DNA of those games, just put into just one game. So I don't know. This is just me ranting right now about these different just negativity we're seeing about this game. I think it's just overblown. Once again, Jedi Survivor gets a pass. Everything is awesome. User score 86. Don't talk about any of the flaws with this game on all platforms. But you know, Redfall gets dinged because it has optimization issues. And the textures are a little blurry. It gets blasted for this, but Jedi Survivor gets a free pass. So just think about that. Just gonna let that just simmer in your brain. Is that how Jedi Survivor got a pass, but Redfall isn't? So once again, I'm not saying this is the best game ever made, but it's definitely not the worst game ever made. So, and especially in this year. So those are just my thoughts. I want to see your thoughts so far. If you have played this game, what are you thinking about this game? Do you think it's terrible as the people are saying, or do you think it has some amazing qualities? Do you think the game is fun? Your thoughts down below. Leave a like this video. It's all thanks for watching, and peace.